up? How you doing? Good afternoon. Come on, you heading out? Oh. Are we ready? Ready? All right, good evening, everyone. We're getting ready to start our meeting. Little Haiti Revitalization Trust, Tuesday, January the 24th, excuse me, January the 14th, 2025. Starting our meeting at 6:12 p.m.
Roll call. Leslie England Dorlans, absent. Ashley Tucson,
Present.
Alyssa Zapata,
Present.
Robert Holland,
Present.
Rudy Mayme is absent. We have quorum to proceed.
Any person who acts as a lobbyist pursuant to City of Miami Ordinance Number 11469, codified in Chapter 2, Article 6 of the City Code, must register with the City Clerk prior to engaging in lobbying activities before City staff, boards, committees, and the City Commission. A copy of said ordinance is available in the office of the City Clerk at City Hall. The material for each item on the agenda is available online on the city's website. Any person may be heard by the board through the chair for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the board unless modified by the chair. If the proposition is being continued or rescheduled, the opportunity to be heard may be at such later date before the board takes action on such proposition. The chair will advise the public when the public may have the opportunity to address the board during the public comment period or any other designated time.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, we're about to open up the meeting for public comment. As usual, public comment will be held at 2 minutes per person. When you come up to the mic, please state your name and your address. And we're now open for public comment. Yes, public comment is now open.
Hello, good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My name is Sonny G. Baptiste, resident 8300 Northeast, First Place, apartment 205, property owner 184 Northwest 58th Street. I'm definitely here not to criticize the board. You guys have done an outstanding job due to, previous administration. I definitely want you guys to know that how I really feel about the situation at hand. This trust was basically brought upon us in the community to help us. And at the moment, I need help. I need help on my property right now. And if I'm not mistaken, when the $3 million check was deposited, I was there. And I thought this trust was going to help us, the community that's bleeding at the moment. I agree that I do not homestead, but I'm an investor, and I invested in my community. So at the moment, I'm facing hardship, and I would like some type of assistance. And I thank Joanne also for assisting me. She did give me some outreach. I'm not gonna, bad talk the trust. The trust has nothing to do with that, but I'm here also just let you guys know I need some type of assistance. I have Haitian tenants, and I tend to keep on renting to my Haitian community, but at the moment, the more investors coming in, it's getting harder for the people that's own property in the community, like me. So I just wanted to address the board. However you guys can help me, that's what I would like. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny. We do have, I'll leave it open to anybody else on the board that would like to address that public comment. But we do have a home buyers, a first-time home buyer, and we also have a home rehab program. So your statement is kind of like open but not sure. We have two programs for potential homeowners and for the home rehab. So if maybe you can find those programs to be able to support you in whatever need that you may have for your property. Those are two programs that we have as a board. I know the city also has programs that support homeowners as well as the county. So if you need support, I'm sure Joanne is more than happy to be a resource to you. You know, we can't fix everything, but I think we do have two comprehensive programs that's doing our best to support our homeowners in Haiti.
Yeah, you know, the problem is the guidelines. Because I guess the trust falls under the city guidelines, and I strongly feel that we should figure out a way to adjust this. When we speak to our elected officials send us the trust. But when we get to the trust, and then there's another roadblock. So I think it's just the guidelines. If it's like that, we just go straight to the city. So what is the trust established for? Just to hold the money? Some things just don't make any sense, but I'm not attacking the board. You guys definitely do a great job, and it's volunteer also, but I'm just letting you know I just need some help.
Thank you.
I have a question. For my microphone. Picking up on what Sunny.
Speak into the mic, please.
Picking up on what Sunny said. This isn't a homesteaded property for him, so I'm curious to know if we could investigate if this would qualify as a commercial property, and maybe for the facade grant, or we have tried our best to incentivize affordable housing, and it sounds like maybe this is naturally occurring affordable housing, so maybe this is something that we can support in another vein, because I don't think he fits into the criteria of the two programs that we have, because he doesn't reside there, he rents all the units. But if it's keeping people in an affordable unit,
Oh, no one can hear you. Yeah, you have to speak into the mic.
is that any better?
No.
I'm on top of it, though.
You gotta speak from your sternum.
Hello? Okay,
Yes.
that's a little better. So what I was trying to explain is that since he doesn't live there, it's not a homesteaded residence for him, maybe there's another, avenue or, something that we could explore, considering that we're trying so, hard to create, more affordable units. I don't know exactly how many units he has, but I mean, even one or two at this point is valuable. So if they continue to stay affordable, they rent to people, in the neighborhood, they've been there a long time, maybe this is worth, investigating.
And
I don't know how the rest
yeah,
of the board feels.
I just felt like the presentation didn't tell, it just said help. There's a lot of different ways you can help a homeowner, so
Yeah.
I think the best recourse now will be to send an email to our staff. We have a staff that can look at what exactly the help means, and then we could just move forward from there. And that's why we have our staff. I think Jones is doing a great job responding to folks. I know I've recommended folks. We have people in the community that I've seen get grants awarded because they, followed the steps that we had. Like I said, we are a small trust. Can't solve all the problems, but I think we're doing our best with our resources. So if Sonny just sends his stuff over, to us, then we can know what specifically ways that we can help. But right now, it's kind of like a vague request. Anybody else want to speak on this?
No, I agree, it should go through the executive director so we know what we're dealing with. Right now, I don't know all the details.
All right, public comment is still open for anyone else who would like to address the board. 2 minutes, state your name and your address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I might just.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and an honor for me to be here tonight. My name is Marvin Gene Lewis. I'm not currently a Little Haiti resident, but I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, and my residence is Little Haiti. I am a member of the group called Zopound. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. It's a lot of misnomer. It's a lot of misinformation about that group. I was invited over here by Sonny, and when he told me about this trust, and we spoke briefly about revitalization and doing outreach. And me growing up in Little Haiti, as a child, all the way up until my adulthood, you know, I had a lot of shortcomings and failures, and I was once a person that tore down my community, you know, paid my debt to society, and now it's time for a 360, and I want to be a part of engaging and revitalizing and doing outreach right here in my community. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm open to everything that is offered here is a form of me helping revitalizing my community. Thank you.
Have you ready? Yep.
Hi, everyone. My name is Naomi Payan. Currently owning a property on 111 Northeast 68 Terrace. It's currently being rented out. I actually have a question in regards to the board member elections. Applications were due on August 30th, 2024. Here we are now, almost 7 months in the future. I know the election meeting was supposed to be held when the hurricane was supposed to hit South Florida, and it was rescheduled. I just wanted to know if there's any conversation about when the date is going to be held, because I think people are waiting to hear back, including myself.
So there was, we did, as required by the city, do an advertisement for an open position with the board. That board member that was reappointed is Rudy Meme, who's not here today, but he was appointed after that notice. So the clerk's office receives the notifications. I don't believe that they send any notification out if you're not chosen as a member. So only the ones that are reappointed, and that goes on city commission.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members, how you doing, Brady Mom? Happy New Year to everyone. I see literally with the resolution of Home Buy Initiative is really great, is really needed, because we have to literally help people build wealth, purchase homes. That is what is gonna literally help make a difference now and in the future, because if we don't have home ownership, all these rental properties, renters gonna keep going up. I don't even care if it's low income, affordable income, attainable income, it's not gonna help the people that are here. And the person that applied for the Section 8 voucher back in February of last year, out of 132,000 people that was chosen, I was way down. Out of the 5,000, I was number 3,200. And when I called them last month, it was on that 558. So that is not going to happen. So I'm glad to see what we're doing, as well as with the City of Miami, community development. And they also have community development block grant applications out to be able to do for homeownership, business development, economic development, public services. And I would encourage any and everyone to go to the City of Miami's website, miamigov.gov/community development, to apply for these funds that come down in the name of the community. 50% of community development block grant dollars comes from Old Town, Liberty City, and Little Haiti. We don't get 50% of the money. So please apply and keep up the great work. Again, Happy New Year. We hope to have a blessed New Year. We're gonna move this, through the board, gonna move these projects forward. Thank you, God bless you, have a good day.
All right, public comment is still open. If there is no one else, we will go ahead and move forward. Going once, going twice. All right, public comment is now closed. On the agenda, we have announcements.
Yes, we had Asora and Morado that was supposed to make an announcement, but I'll go ahead and announce that there will be a home buyer assistance workshop that will be held here at the Little Haiti Cultural Center this Saturday. The information is available through our MailChimp or on our Instagram if anyone is interested in attending. It's gonna be held this Saturday here at the Little Haiti Cultural Center. I also did want to take a moment to acknowledge that on Sunday was the 15th year anniversary of the earthquake in Haiti that happened on January 12th, and there was a vigil that was held by community leaders at the Toussaint Louverture statue and also here at the Cultural Center. And I also wanted to ask for a moment of silence for Robert Lamont. He passed away on January 1st. He was the executive director of the Haitian Task Force, which they were the actual developer of the Caribbean marketplace. So I wanted to ask for a moment of silence because he passed on January 1st.
Thank you.
And that's it for announcements.
All right, thank you. We're going to our presentation portion of our program. We have a community briefing on our quarterly report from the City of Miami Police Department.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. My name is Officer Gene. I'm a neighborhood resource officer for Little Haiti. And over here is my supervisor, Officer Gillette. We've been working closely with the neighborhood. So this evening, we're gonna go quickly over some stats. First, good news. When we compare the 2023 and 2024, major crimes has gone down, okay? So the thing that we're working on right now is theft, specifically package theft from people's house, and also theft from vehicles. All right. Now they're targeting some area. Okay. So that's our goal for 2025, to see if we can reduce that issue, which is not a big issue anyway. So it's all over the country, and the reason is some packages are left for days in front of patios, and also issue with the lightnings at night specifically. So let's say my house is very lit and the other one is in the darkness. Guess what? They're coming after. So what we also do is working with the community, neighborhoods, we do meetings to explain how to protect the home, at least some basic stuff like ring camera and also light. As far as the vehicle, the same. People, unfortunately, they leave the door open, which is a problem. All they have to do is go by car and double check if the door is locked. If it's unlocked, guess which car you're gonna break into? This one. Okay. So basically, that's the issue we're having right now, and for 2025, definitely it will be resolved. Thank you.
Question, so robberies, murders, outside of the,
Like I said, all major crimes, that's going down. All right? Thank you.
I have one question, Ms. Jean. What do you accredit that to? Do you think it's just by chance? But what do you
There's
think?
no chance. Everybody, the neighborhood, police.
No, but what do you think? Why do you think that crime is down in every category? What do you think has been the thing that has changed or contributed to that, if you can name it?
What I can say for collaboration between the police and the neighborhood. That's a big thing, and we appreciate a lot.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and now we have another presentation from South Florida Community Land Trust.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marvin Wilmoth, representing South Florida Community Land Trust. It's interesting to hear, exciting to hear everyone focusing on home ownership units because this board here has been working hard to provide those here in Little Haiti. Oh, sorry. How about now?
Yeah, you gotta get closer. You just gotta get closer to the
Yeah,
mic.
close?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah? Okay. This board has been working hard for this community to provide homeownership units. Last year, they approved funding to help us get to building 13 new homeownership units here in Little Haiti, just steps from this Little Haiti Cultural Center. Both Joanne and this board here were very instrumental in making that happen. We're excited to announce that this summer we will be starting construction on those homes for them to be finished by the end of the following year. So 2026, you should start to see folks moving into those units. We are just finishing up final underwriting with Miami-Dade County. Things move at the speed of government, unfortunately, but we are pushing forward very quickly. Just reached a big milestone with the county, and it should be having documents here very shortly. So we will be sharing that information with the Little Haiti Revitalization Trust and working hand in hand to make sure that everyone here and the community has information about the availability of units as well as where they can find home ownership assistance. I know the board is talking about that here tonight. I know District 2 also has homeowner assistance up to $200,000 for the purchase of a new home. So I would encourage everyone to also take a look at what Commissioner King is doing out of her office. You can find that information on her website. It's readily available in City of Miami. But happy to answer any questions, but we are actively moving forward and are in the final stages here of hopefully being in a position to invite everyone to a groundbreaking ceremony here sometime this summer.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to that development.
The units that you made reference to, are they condos or townhomes or single family?
They're condo townhomes, so it's in a sort of in a group scenario, but a lot of them are two-story. There are two one-story units, but that's because we needed to have accessibility for anyone with disabilities. So we had to provide those units. But yeah, there'll be a variation of units, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units, some in two-story, some in single floor configurations.
Will there be an HOA?
Yeah, but it'll be minimal. I think it's, don't quote me here, but I think it's less than $200.
How
Sorry.
can we get in touch with you?
I will leave my information, or Joanne has my information, so you can get in touch with me via that. You can also go to South Florida Community Land Trust.com, sfclt.com as well has the information. But we will continue to provide information as we get closer to the date. We'll make sure we provide packets that will be available as well. We'll be working with some community organizations with first-time home buyer programs, so that you're not going to have to figure it out yourself. You'll be able to come to workshops that will sort of walk you through the process, so there's no guesswork into how to get that assistance from the city or from the county, quite frankly.
So we're,
Yes, sir.
I think I saw a couple of them. One is on 67th and off of Northeast First Avenue, and one on 65th and Northeast First.
No. It's there's a square parcel that's kind of cornered to this. It's on help me out, man. What's the
67th.
I believe it's 64th
64th.
in North Miami Place.
Yeah,
Or the North Miami Place.
Northeast Miami Place?
Northeast Miami Place. Yeah. Literally across the street right here.
Same place I saw you sign.
Yep.
And you're going to have a land, because you're a land trust.
Correct.
I read in the supporting document for the grant that they've given you, the funding related to the fund, like she was asking about the HOA, that was in there, as well as, over the 30 years, it's like they got, any homeowner will have to pay something related to the land trust. It's an amount, not a lot.
Sure.
They gotta pay with money, but I understand.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah, just to give a quick reminder, the reason why we're able to offer the home so affordably is because the land trust is essentially covering the cost of the land itself, and so you're really just buying the physical improvements of the home itself. So what you would normally pay here in Miami for a home, the median home price in Miami-Dade County right now is $650,000. That is not affordable to anyone for a first-time homeowner, much less the median income here, $79,000. So we are trying to help solve that problem by taking the land costs out of the purchase price of the home, and that'll allow you to have a brand new, multi-unit home without having to spend, an arm and a leg, essentially.
And the other thing, I think, combination one was like 13 units for condos and, condominiums, and the other one was townhouses, correct?
It's all together. It looks like it's two building configurations, but essentially they're wrapped around each other.
Do you have the price tag already?
We do. It varies based on your income, but everything is going to be, 11 of the units are available for folks making 80% of AMI and below. So we're talking, below $90,000 in most cases, sometimes even lower than that. And then 2 are available for 120% of AMI, which gets you to about $100,000. So we're really talking about folks that are working in professions like teachers, educators, police officers, some of our officers here, public safety officers, et cetera. But with a 3-bedroom unit, a family of 2 or 3 or 4 should be able to easily afford one of these homes. Any other questions? If not, if you think of anything after this meeting, please feel free to send it to Joanne. Also, you can go to the website. I'm happy to leave my information here as well. But we look forward to coming back to you guys and hopefully, breaking ground here very soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I believe that concludes our presentations. We're now going to move to item 4, legislative items, approval of minutes of the meeting on December the 17th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. Any opposed? So moved. Next is item 4B, absence waivers. 4.
Yes, absence waiver request for our chair, Leslie Ann Glenn Dorland.
Are we motioning on this? All right, you need a motion?
So move.
Second.
All right, any opposed? All right, so moved. Next, we have resolution 2025001, which is the home buyer program. Just give us a brief recap of that.
Sure. The homebuyer program was, I believe it's the 3rd time it's being brought here in front of the trust. At the last board meeting, we went over the parameters that were established. We had the representative Sergio Garcia from the Department of Community Development to help us. One of the requests of the board when we were in review of the payment options at the last meeting, there were 2 options that were presented. One, that if the property was sold prior to 10 years, that the owner would be required to pay back the debt in full to the trust. The second option, I'm sorry?
Oh, no.
The second option was presented would be that if the property was sold, the new owner would also need to be within the AMI requirement, therefore requiring that the property is sold at a HUD approved price. So that means that the property would continue to remain affordable to the new homeowner. The board had requested for a 3rd option to be considered, in which it would be possible for the trust to share in the gain of the property. And so that option 3 has now been added for the trust to decide tonight. And the way this would work is that the borrower would be required to pay back the original amount of the assistance that was given. And then the trust would share in the prorated share of the gain. What that means is if the trust down payment grant that's provided is the equivalent of 10%, that is our prorated share. And then the gain would be the increase in the property of the value. So this process is what the city currently does through one of their programs. And so this is the third option that's being provided as requested at the last meeting by the board members.
I move to accept the, resolution.
Are you, but we do
With the
with
change.
option 3?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Is the share of the increase in the gains in the property, what is the breakdown of the share of the gains, a 50-50 split? What is the,
So there is a chart here in which the breakdown up for the first 3 years, the prorated share, the trust will keep 100%. After that third year, it increases by 5% up until year 20. Then the owner, the trust would alleviate or give up its share, and 100% would go to the owner. So that's what that chart on at the end is.
so I guess I'm not 100% understanding. If I sell in year 3, hypothetically, and there is a $100,000 gain on the property, the trust receives the entirety of the $100,000. So if I sell in year 3 is not completed, and there is a $100,000 gain on the property, we know the area is changing. What share of the funds does the trust receive back? 100% of the $100,000?
So if the trust invested, let's say 10% of that property, we gave $10,000. So we get the $10,000 back, and then we get 10% of that $100,000 gain. So the $100,000, we would get another $10,000.
Understood. That wasn't what I had heard. It was 100%. So I was understanding it's 100% of the gains. That's what I was asking clarity for. No, it's only
The percentage. So in that
Understood.
same scenario, we would get 20,000 back in total.
understood. Thank you.
All right. So are we open to motion with that third option for the home buyer assistance program?
Motion is already on the floor, so we just need a second if there's one.
I'll second.
Is that all that?
Oh, she has a
Yeah,
second?
I'm just not 100% sure. Was there 3 choices? We're just adding the third choice?
Yeah, so if, Joanne, if you can agree, go with the first choice, the second choice, and the third choice. So
Sure.
she can
So-
know the options.
No, are we going with the third choice then? Because I'm
No,
not
we
sure of the
have-
question that was asked.
Yes, I had asked, Robert made the
Yeah,
motion.
there's
and I asked
still
whether
a
or
question
not-
on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, and I asked whether or not he wanted it with option 3, and he said yes.
Okay.
So the motion would be the repayment option 3 that's listed on the document.
I'm good with that.
So you have the second.
Second.
All right. No opposed, so moved. All right, moving on to resolution 2025-002, Housing and Community Development Administration Home Buyer Program.
So as with our home rehab program that's currently administered by the Department of Community Housing and Development, our home buyer program would be administered through them as well. So this resolution is allowing for us to enter into that agreement with City of Miami's Community Development Department to administer the program on the behalf of the trust.
May I ask a question?
Yes, go
Could you clarify,
Get close to the mic, though.
Ms. Millard, what the payment structure to the city entails.
So we pay an administrative fee to the city, which is 10% of the dollar amount that is allocated. So for the home rehab, it was 500,000. The administrative fee to the city for them to administer the program is $50,000. As of yet, we have 2 programs that have been approved, but we have not paid the city any money for the home rehab as of yet. So we would wait, and that would be an internal transfer from the trust to community development.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the resolution that authorizes that function by the city.
Second.
No opposed? So moved. All right, and now we're moving on to our CEO report.
The trust will be hosting an open house each month on the first Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This will be a session that inviting the community to ask any questions in regards to the programs that are offered by the trust. And we're also going to be showcasing organizations that are providing resources. So our first one will be held on February 5th. We will be targeting youth services. And so our guest speakers will be the Police Athletic League, Gang Alternatives, and also the Pierre Toussaint Learning Center / Notre Dame will be there as well. And each month we will feature a different topic and have different organizations participate to advise of resources or services that they're providing to the community. The next update is that today is Ashley Francois, our special project coordinator's last board meeting. Her last official day with the trust will be on Friday. The position is currently being posted and we are recruiting for her replacement. So I'd like to take the opportunity to say thank you to Ashley Francois. She will be dearly missed and always has a home here at the trust if she wants to come back. We're still working on our financial literacy and job training, and we hope to get that more information at the next board meeting. We are also working towards our next canvassing date. So we have tentatively scheduled it for Saturday, February 1st. That will be the next day of service where we will be going door to door to kind of let people know about the resources and services that are provided by the trust. We have some students from FIU that will be attending and they're still recruiting additional students. So we will make sure to let everybody know, and we're seeking volunteers to help us on Saturday, February 1st, so that we can do the day of service, canvassing the Little Haiti neighborhood, and letting them know about the trust and the services that we have. The next update is that was in regards to concerned leaders. A formal request was made regarding their corporate documents. We're waiting to receive that, so the trust would most likely enter into an MOU agreement, which would outline the program approval and fund disbursements. We would like to be able to work towards working with the organization to identify some issues and begin to put some dollars out on the streets. The last administrative update is that the call to artists for the Art Basel has been completed. If you see, the murals are up on the outside of the building, and there were 3 winners, so now there's a total of 4 murals on the outside. Next is Haitian Heritage Month. We've already begun working for the grant and sponsorship for the applications. We do have tentative dates of our information sessions for the application. Our dates are February 25th and March 20th. The applications will be available as of February 25th, and the deadline will be Tuesday, April 1st, for the community to submit their applications for Haitian Heritage Month funding. As far as programming updates, we provided you with the charts for the home rehabilitation grants that were approved. We also provided information for referrals because home rehab applications do need to apply for the city's programs first. We do see that applications are going through that process. We know at least of one applicant who did qualify for a city program, so therefore they didn't need to obtain funding from the trust. Then we have the update regarding the small business grant programs. As far as those that are awarded, we do not have any that we provided out tonight, but at the next board meeting, I do anticipate that we'll have additional recipients for us to provide checks to. And once a quarter, we're just providing you with, in general, with any general funding requests, proposals that we received. So that is the following chart that you have before you. Next, we have the quarterly report from Pierre Toussaint Learning Center. As you know, that we provided them funding, and in their grant agreement, they are required to give us a quarterly update in reference to their registration and number of students and those that attended class. So that information is here for your reference as well. And then the last page is our financial report, which details our year-to-date financial expenses. And that concludes the CEO report. Does the board have any questions?
Are we, Mr. Bailey, you ready to move forward?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on from the CEO report, and then we have a discussion item about the 10-year strategic plan by FIU.
Yes, I wanted to provide an update with that, with the strategic plan. FIU did provide us with the initial draft of the strategic plan in which staff provided comments. And they recently did submit an updated version, which we're currently reviewing as well. But also, I wanted to talk about the contract and provide an update in which we are going to be eliminating some deliverables that were in the contract that are not specifically related to the delivery of the strategic plan, or what they call also the concept book, which is in reference to the design of Northeast 2nd Avenue. Some of these deliverables include the development of the website, a 20 under 40 focus group, a job fair, and because some of these items will take longer, and so since we'd like to focus on the strategic plan and wrap up that work, we will be removing those deliverables, and therefore there will be a reduction in the cost of the contract. So I just wanted to provide an update as far as the strategic plan is concerned.
Quick question, if I can. Not on the strategic plan, but the community development block grants. Can we apply for that stuff?
I don't believe we qualify.
Okay. I don't know off the top of my head, I'd have to look, because the trust is in an interesting spot of both kind of being a government entity, but also kind of not. I think I think it would be a difficult hurdle to convince other people that would qualify if it's available to government agencies, but not an impossible one. But I'd have to check. I don't know off the top of my head.
I've seen pseudo agencies do that before, that's why I was curious.
They meet there, I know that nonprofits are eligible. We went back and forth with this in reference to like property ownership and based, like Tom said, of our legal status, we have some things that we're not able to do. And there's some things that if we wanted to pursue, then it would have to be the city pursuing on our behalf. So we'll research.
All right, if there's no more updates, then meeting is adjourned.
Mr. Chair, if I may, this briefly, the board should actually commission the district commissioner for a direct allocation of community development block grant to help implement whatever programs, home ownership or any other programs. You all can literally, as a board in a motion, to ask the commission for a direct allocation of community development block grant program funding from her District 5 allocation. That's allowed.
Thank you.
Let's have staff check.
Yeah, so we'll have our staff check up on, the possibilities, and see what we can do.
I'm ready to grant ratify.
Thank you. And you can feel free to, I get your newsletter, so just put that in the next newsletter.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes.
Can I say thank you to Midgard for this beautiful installation on, at the corner for the earthquake memorial? I thought it was really beautiful that they had buses. When we marched and we saw that, so I just want to say thank you for this
Awesome.
installation for
I don't think anybody in the back heard you though.
Pardon?
I don't think anybody in the back heard you.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to recognize the beautiful installation by Midgard Group on the lot there for the January 12th commemoration of the earthquake. It was very moving, and so thank you.
All right. You guys know we don't have to stay until 8. You know that, right? Okay. Meeting adjourned.
I was trying to get there. Hey man, you got a family, right? Have you come going for one shot? One kid tumble out.
Chair?
Oh, there you go.
I can't leave you
I think I just read this one.
No, you get that one.
I think I did because I think Patrick gave me. I think Phil gave me one. Is this the one with
yeah,
the
I think,
commemorative one that when Farrakhan was in IAT?
Yeah, this one. Then you got it.
Yeah, I just read it. Yeah, I just read
You got
it.
it.
I already got one, so
Okay, you good?
yeah, man, I'm on it, baby.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.